Thank you. Mama, I'll now hand over to you to take it over from here.
Next Friday, the 25th of November, 2022, marks the end of the third term for the academic year 2022. This academic year has been one of a kind because of the unusual challenge we started off with, in that our learners were returning to school after having been at home for close to 2 years due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Therefore, today is another opportunity to thank God, really, for His faithfulness and grace that carried us through academic year 2022 with so many challenges. I believe that I'm not alone in saying that we truly saw the hand of God manifested in the way our learners, our parents, the teachers, our non-teaching staff, our private education providers, ministry staff, and all other sectors and partners in development pulled together to support us as a sector to get back on our feet and run again. And the fact that we have been able to have a largely peaceful end of cycle examination season by UNEB and other examination agencies is testimony to the resilience of not only our society but also the systems that government has in place, challenges notwithstanding. Of course, all that we were communicating in this season would not have been easy or possible were it not for the media sector being actively engaged in relaying the various messages from government. So, for this reason, I must thank you also as our stakeholders in the media. And we always appeal to you to ask for clear information when you need it, so that you don't confuse the public when you can give them clear information, especially from the education sector. Now today, as a ministry, we thought that we should communicate to the public the calendar for the academic year 2023. And I'm going to ask our PS. Before she comes up, let me first emphasize to our parents, to our learners and our country at large, that as learners go back home for holidays, please know that we still have two kinds of enemies in our midst that need us to work together to keep our children safe. The first potent enemy that we currently have in our midst is the Ebola virus, as you all very well know. And we have had, unfortunately, some of our own children die of Ebola. And as you have heard the President say many times now, the disease is easy to avoid if we can correctly and consistently change risky behavior that transmits this virus. Therefore, I want to urge all listening to me today to please observe the SOPs that the Ministry of Health communicates about preventing the spread of Ebola virus and what to do should you suspect that someone you know has symptoms of Ebola. Avoid shaking hands, consistently wash your hands with soap, because even if you avoid touching other people's hands, you may pick the virus from surfaces like door handles, with tables, etc. So all our learners and parents, let us be vigilant against Ebola. Together with the Ministry of Health, have put out guidelines for parents transporting their children from the lockdown districts of Museveni and Kasanda. If you have any questions about these guidelines, we have, as you heard now, a number of our technical people right here. They will try to give you some guidelines about Ebola and the Ministry of Education. Lastly, the other enemy that our learners and their parents need to watch out for is unwanted pregnancies among the children and teenagers as they are going home now. As you will hear from the presentation about the timetable, the third term holiday is 2 months long. So parents, please use this time to engage in health conversations with the children, both girls and boys, and even grandchildren, to avoid risky behavior. Just like Ebola, teenage pregnancies can be prevented by behavior change.